Shalom, y'all. It's the end of the day. It's after 7. And I am off work. And I'm just chilling in front of the water. I don't even know what this little strip of water is called, but it's right outside of Oakland. So it's not really the Bay, although I live in the Bay Area. But it's I don't know if you're familiar with Jack London. You can look it up. You can Google it. But it's so peaceful out here. I come out here every now and then on my lunch and just sit on the water and enjoy my time. And I always think about after I watch Hanu's videos coming out here and just relaxing. It's just so relaxing. But you know, when we're called and when we first accept our deliverance, it's such a joyous time. You know, it's like falling in love for the first time. I remember the first time I fell in love that I can for sure know, oh, I just love this boy. Anyway, I was 16 and oh my gosh, I was just so in love, right? I know that's probably everybody's story. Although I do remember being very young, I had to be 6 or 7 and just having a love for this little boy that I used to play with. And I didn't know what being in love was, but I knew that I loved this little boy. And then when I was in the 5th grade, I had a best friend. Oh my gosh. Her name was Hong. She was Vietnamese. And we went to the same school. And one day, she just didn't show up to school. She was my best friend. We were in the 5th grade. So I had to be maybe, 9 or 10. And she didn't show up for school. And I was worried about her. And my mom let my brother walk with me to her apartment to check on her, because we spent all of our time together. I went to her apartment and the door was open and her entire apartment was empty. Oh, and I'll never forget that. I was so sad. And I went home and I was crying to my mom, and I remember just telling my mom, Mama Hong left. She left me. Oh my gosh, I'm so emotional. And this was over 30 years ago, but I was so sad. And I remember my brother just hugging me and saying, "It's okay, Nessa, it's okay." Anyway, but a few days after that, she wrote me a letter and said that it was too hard for her to say goodbye to me. Oh. And she just always has a part of my heart. She was my best friend after all these years. And I probably could find her on social media, but we wrote until I got to high school, and then the letters just stopped. But I still have letters from her, years of letters. But she said it was too hard for her to say goodbye to me. And she wrote a letter to my mom, telling my mom that I used to talk to her a lot about God, and that she was very grateful for me. Even as a child, I was talking about the Father to my friends. But anyway, oh, Father. Anyway, like I said, then when I was several times in my life, but that was substantial for me. And then when I was in high school and I met this guy, and I had never felt anything like, it was that same feeling of love, but in love, you know. And oh my gosh, he lived on the opposite side of town. And I, as Jehovah's Witness, I couldn't date. Like, if I'm dating you as Jehovah's Witness, if I even liked the opposite sex, oh, you must be, y'all getting married? When is the, when are you planning the wedding? Because it's no such thing as dating. But anyway, I loved him. Oh, I was in love with him. And I was devastated because I had to move. I had to move away. I keep blinking my eyes because they're like welling up. Anyway, I had to move away, but just that feeling of having that intensity of, wow, this is where I've always wanted to be. Like, this is where my heart has been longing. Where my heart has been longing to. I didn't even know that that's where my heart needed to be until YHWH. Oh, goodness. And you know what? I have been fine all day. I haven't been emotional all day. I haven't cried. I haven't been emotional all day. I had a really good day. I'm having a good day now. It's just, Abba must really want me to get this out. And it was like, wow, I don't have to search anymore. I don't have to go to my pastor and ask for, him to explain questions to me. I don't have to tell my son, oh, that's just something that God or the Lord or Jesus doesn't want us to know, but we'll find out soon enough. Or don't worry about it. I don't know. And, and it's okay. Don't get me wrong. It's okay not to know things. But when we really want to know, at least in my experience, when I really want to know something, I pray to the Father and I wait. I QAWAH, and He usually reveals it to me. Even if Vanessa doesn't understand, He reveals it. And sometimes I share it. Sometimes I don't. I'm sorry. My eyes are just a mess. See? And it's because my love, just like you, you're so in love with the person that you're in love with. We're so in love with YHWH. We are trusting and knowing that He's going to give our hearts the home that we've been desiring, even when we didn't know that we were. It's like, oh, such a breath of fresh air. And so I say that to say, when I first felt that breath of fresh air, I said, well, oh my gosh, I want to be one of those street preachers, after watching all these videos on YouTube and just getting excited and thinking that, oh, they must have it. They must have this same desire in their heart like I do, because what they're doing, they're out there they just want to tell everybody about it. They're on the street preaching, they were yelling at people. But I was just like, I want to do that. I want to give me a corner and talk to anybody that walks by and just talk to them and let them know. And it's been so beneficial for me that I didn't go that route, because see, that was my flesh wanting to work out what I was feeling. And YHWH said, your flesh doesn't have to work it out, because I'm gonna work it out. And that's what He does. You don't have to try to work out your calling. If it's your calling to do for Him His work and to be about His business, because YHWH's going to be about His business anyway. And if it's your calling if it is his will for you to have a calling to dare to be a disciple and to truly walk that walk and to share with others and to be a prayer warrior or anything that he desires you to be, he's going to make sure that it happens. You don't have to work it out. He's going to work it out. You have to do your part, which is continually be washed in his word, the living word. And he's going to make sure that the Ruach guides and leads and counsels and does everything that's meant for you to be, to be in that calling and do it. He's just going to make sure it happens. And when it does, when he does, your heart, my friend, my best friend in the 5th grade that moved, when I moved and left my first love, and all the other times that I've loved people, and even now, my love for the mishpachah, which is unlike anything in this world, doesn't compare to where my heart is with YHWH and what he has delivered me to and what he's bringing me through and what he has made sure to help me get through and walk through the calling that he wants me to do. And it's so different from church. When I was in church, oh my gosh, it's like I used to tell my sister, I want to join this church. It sounds good, but I don't want them to know that I can sing. Because as soon as they know I can sing, they're going to want to put me, it never failed, put me in the choir. And it was just like, well, how do you know that that's what I want to do or what the Father wants me to do? Maybe I just want to come and get the word, and that's really what it was. I wanted to sit and just soak up the word because at that time, I didn't understand. I don't have to be in church. I can call out to the Father, pick up my Bible, and pray and ask him to guide me to what he needs me to know. I didn't know that then. I thought I needed to go to church and sit and have one of these man-made ordained pastor, bishops, so-and-so on the side of the hill of the road, Baptist, Pentecostal, God in Christ minister, church, tell me what I needed to know. And so, it never failed. The 3 times they were like, oh, well, now that you're a member, you have to work. You got to work. Now the Lord gonna put you to work. So, what's your talent? And that's another thing. They would all say, well, what's your talent? What can you do? What do you like to do? And usually my son, or back then my ex-husband, or if it was my sister, somebody that was close to me would be like, oh, she can sing and she can dance, Oh, we're going to put her in the choir. We're going to put you in the choir. And I would just feel obligated. And, like ever since I was a little girl, people would always tell me, oh, you love to talk to people. You're such a people person. You're a social butterfly. You should be in sales. You should be a salesperson. You would be good at sales. I was never good at sales. I tried so many things. I was never good at it because I'll make a friend. We can talk all day, but I haven't sold you nothing. You haven't bought nothing. We friends. We done shared a cookie, a good word, but I've never felt good about pressuring people into doing something that it wasn't their intention to do. Maybe they just had questions or answers about a product, but having me pressure them, or I felt I was forcing them to do something that wasn't in them to do. And it's the same thing, when, with YHWH and our calling, you might not be sure, you might not know what it is, but you don't have to because he knows. Just stay washed in his word and ask him to use you and to reveal himself to you. And he's going to do it in miraculous, amazing ways that you could never, you could never, you could never do on your own. He'll do it, you know. And he'll bring people by your path that you on your own would have never met these people, you know. I hope that every single time I come to you all that it's an encouragement, because just coming to you and talking to you about my love for Abba, encouraging you to stay in his love and to walk in the name of YHWH. It'll be just that much more special when we can do it together, face to face, when we go home, you know. Whew. That was a good way for me to end my day. And look, it's still light outside. Oh, it's still light out here. But anyway. Oh. Walk in your deliverance. Don't be afraid. Call out to YHWH. Call out. And he'll give you exactly what you need. And just wait and expect him, you know. He's going to show up, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And then when you're able to share with people, those that he sends to you, that he knows will receive it, you know. Oh, and have the eyes to see. It's going to just be amazing. And there's nothing else like it. And you know that your heart, this is what your heart, what your ruach, what it's been needing and wanting this whole time. It's home. Oh, my goodness. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Shalom, and have a good evening.